the return of the proper Duel Season 3 now. And we are left with 16 players now fighting it out for survival to become the Duel Season 3 champion. Our final competitors are, in order of their matches, we have Ralph and Dan, also known as Egg Fried Cheese. We then have Sam, Samster and Linepiece, Harry versus Connor, Liam versus Tipster, Scooter Dust versus 8 Minky, Catnip versus JSack, Grunkle versus John aka Dupliss, and Weemers versus Shadowmane, of which we will be seeing 3 matches tonight. Hopefully we'll be seeing match number 2, match number 6 and match number 8, which would be very useful if you could see that on screen. There we go, match 2, 6 and 8 is on screen. I haven't highlighted them, but we should be hopefully looking forward to Sam Samster v Linepiece. We should be seeing Catnip versus JSack, and we should be seeing Weemers versus Shadowmane. Do need to say hello to chat first, so let's say hello to Car7th, Cetra, Dr. Mummy, and Stormvision, Andrahuska, Caffeine Boost, welcome, Dazarino, and Kazvez, awesome quintuple 9, thank you very much for the wow 4-month resub, greatly appreciated. Danny Boy, welcome there, and Squawker Poker Joker, Shadowmane Toad Boy, Xeno Crystal, thank you for the follow 44 minutes ago as well, and welcome to the stream. Connor, and who else? The Panda, hello the Panda, sort of defending overall champion of Duel Season 1, and then the winner of the Champion v Champion match of Season 2. Scoot Dust, hello there, and Apple Cass, and Toshidaro Des, welcome, and the Samster, hi guys, you'll be ready in 2 minutes, no worries. And I think that's everyone I've said hello to. So we shall now, I guess we should introduce the other fellow members here in the commentary box. This evening I do have with me Mr. Matt, the ref, the statistician. Hello there, Matt.
Good evening, Ash. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I was sort of stressing a little bit, making certain that the dual scene works correctly, because we haven't seen that at all yet in Season 3. Not properly used, and I've added new features since, so I was making certain that that was still working before we came up to actually play this evening. I think it is working, so hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will run without a hitch. I believe the WebSocket stuff is working as well. But how are you doing, Matt?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the duels now. We're down to, well, I wouldn't say we're quite down to the business end yet, but we're into the game format that we properly know and love.
We're very familiar with the double elimination format. It's a 16-player double elimination in this case. So, although what you're seeing on stream at the moment is only the upper bracket, there is a full lower bracket as well. I've yet to actually put the graphics in for that because we don't yet need it until players start filtering down that way, which we'll have happening by the end of this week. We'll have hopefully 8 players filtered down into the lower bracket, at which point then you'll be able to see what's going on. So then we also need to welcome Scorecount, our factoid finder extraordinaire. How are you doing, Scorecount?
Is that how you're calling me now?
I don't know. I was trying to find another alliteration for F in 1 second, and I could not think of it. So I'm afraid we'll just have to stick with that.
Provisioner of proverbs and snark. Anyway.
Yeah, you couldn't do the alliteration on P, so you just put S on the end. How are you doing?
I am doing rather well. I'm trying to restrain as much of my drama as I can, but this is going to be an interesting time, I think.
It will be indeed. And as I was mentioning on Discord, this is the first of 3 dual streams that we'll have this week, where hopefully we'll have all of these opening matches in the final 16 played out by the end of this week. It is dual sanity, indeed. So,
and as I said, as I've been saying, don't write off this week as important. This is quite possibly the most important week of the tournament, because even though nobody's in danger this week, the 8 players who win will be making their lives a lot easier in the rest of this tournament, whereas the 8 who lose will be putting themselves on an incredibly long road.
Indeed. All right. Well, I think we should get straight into it. I think our first 2 combatants are ready, waiting in the green room. So I'm going to change scene and score count, please. introduce our players.
Well, here we are in the slightly different looking arena now.
Mm-hmm.
On the left, in the blue zone, the blue area, as it were, we have one Samster. How are you today?
Good evening. I'm doing pretty well, all things considered. Yeah, doing good.
Yep, 22 years old, from England, and now a graduate.
Yes. Doing
Yes.
nothing with my time currently, but we'll get there.
Well, you're doing this. Matt, tell us more.
Yes, so Samster is ranked 5th after the sort of qualifying phase, if you like. 5 questions correct. Only used 80% of his chips up during their quarrel. You'll hear and sort of see all about this later on, folks. But I've managed to go through all the questions and find out each player's strengths and weaknesses. So, Samster, your strengths seem to be on language questions at the moment, and your weaknesses. Oh, who's that coming through?
Oh, that was a follow from Anil Dest. Thank you for the follow there.
Mm-hmm. And weak subjects so far: science and nature. 2 minutes 34 seconds of playing time, so you're averaging just under 31 seconds per question.
That surprised me about the themes because I thought it was pretty good on science. And didn't I get a language question wrong last season? But I suppose this season's completely different.
Yeah, this is all data for this season.
Predictions are now closed, Scooters, and I'm going to do this slightly differently here on out. I'm going to try and encourage a bit more banter between our contestants. So, before I move on with your interview, Samster, I'm going to introduce our second player for this evening. In the yellow end of the table, 21 years old, working at a small fossil shop, it is Linepiece. Hello.
Bonjour, everyone.
Hello, I think that was.
We heard the bonjour.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah. Good enough.
So, Matt, how did Linepiece get here? Obviously, in a bit more of a long route.
Yeah, Linepiece had to come via the Trulls, but so is currently ranked 15th out of the remaining 16 players. Had to use a greater percentage of his chips to get here, 18 out of 20, so 90%. But a better question score, I guess. 8 out of 9 questions correct as opposed to Samson's 5. In-game play for just over 3 minutes, so averaging about 20 seconds per question. Only used your accelerator in your quarry. You didn't get to use it in the Trull. Geography questions seem to be your strengths so far in this tournament, and weakness, food and drink.
Right. Firstly, Tips just asking you, Mr. Linepiece, is it a shop that smells small fossils or a small shop that sells fossils?
Yes.
There's your answer. So, both of you have made it into the top 16. Samster, how does that make you feel?
I'm happy. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I don't want to say it was inevitable, but I'm feeling quite confident.
You said at the start of the tournament you'd take anything other than second. You've just eliminated 16 of the options that aren't second.
Well, if you're not aiming for first, what's the point, I suppose?
True. And how about you, Linepiece?
What was the question? Sorry, I was zoned out.
You've made it into the top half of this tournament, the top 16. How are you feeling now that you've overcome that first major hurdle?
Extraordinarily surprised, I'll be quite.
It's a thing to be rather surprised about, I suppose.
Yeah.
In any case, neither of you have faced each other at all yet, as is the way we've set this up. So, from what you've seen of Linepiece, Samster, how confident are you feeling?
I mean, I'm fairly confident, but I feel like he's one of those like banana skin players where if you don't take it seriously, you could easily slip up. So I'll still be on my game tonight. I'm not
Exactly.
taking it for granted.
I mean, season 2, you lost your first match against Cetra.
Yes, to a language question, as I was saying.
So again, it could definitely be something. Will history repeat itself right now in that regard? Linepiece, from what you've seen of Samster, How are you thinking How are you thinking this is gonna go from what you've seen of Samster?
This is certainly going to be a heck of a duel, that's for sure. I have a feeling it's probably going to get into at least question 5 or 6. He's definitely a heck of a fighter from what I've seen.
First person to sort of try and pin a question number on this. 5 or 6 questions at the least does definitely sound right to me. From what we've been looking at the bracket predictions beforehand, Samster's definitely the favourite player in the bracket predictions. Matt, we were discussing this earlier. We're not sure it's that clear cut, are we?
No, I think, and obviously we'll discuss with all the other questions. I think Line Piece had, if I recall, the harder quarrel to get through, and as a result, obviously, was eliminated earlier. I think the votes, and we don't quite know yet, but I think they were saying the votes were significantly in Sam's favour, weren't they?
They are the bracket predictions are. By the way, as I said, bracket predictions are closed. I'll be keeping a close eye on the bracket predictions situation. We do have. There are definitely people around who are cheering for you. Tipster saying it was 21-3 favouring Samster. Although again, I definitely don't think it's nearly that clear cut. One thing that Line Piece definitely did beat Samster on was time per question. And even though 5 questions is a small sample space, Samster, does that make you feel worried regarding the use of accelerators?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, I definitely like to take my time and think about questions, so I could definitely get caught out by an accelerator.
It's definitely a possibility. And Line Piece, does that give you a bit of confidence, maybe, knowing that you might have an edge there?
A small little bit, I'll say. I mean, I think part of the issue here is that, well, I had one of the shortest rules, so there wasn't really a whole lot of information to base my performance.
Yes.
No, you've cut out there, Line Piece.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, I was just saying, I won the shortest rules last time, so there's just, in my opinion, not a whole lot of info to really base my performance on. So we'll see how this all.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of these rules in general are rather short. In general, though, again, both of you are relatively strong players, so I think this definitely could be an interesting match. Just to go over it again, remember that the rules are changing again at this point to full traditional duel rules.
Indeed. Yeah, Matt, do you want to just cover those quickly?
I will indeed. So both players will begin with 5 minutes on their clocks and 2 accelerators. They still have the standard 10 chips available. I will just ask both Samster and Line Piece, if you have got Twitch open at this point, could you please close it? Obviously, we don't want you to see what your opponent's doing, and we don't want you to see what is being said in the chat. A quick reminder for people in the text chat, you are more than free to discuss what you think the answer is whilst the question is live. Once Ash has revealed what both players have selected, we would ask that the discussion stops there until the correct answer is revealed. Thank you.
Indeed,
right.
And thanks for that, Matt. Poll result has just come through.
Okay, and Samster seems to have the favourite, so 67% plays 30. Let's have a look. So 8 votes for Samster and 4 for Line Piece. So I think actually the poll is probably, I would say, more accurate than what the predictions.
It's definitely a little closer to my feelings about this match. I think that whilst Samster might be the obvious candidate for an edge, it's not that easy to call. In either case, Line Piece, are you feeling ready?
Yep.
Samster, are you feeling ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Any last words of trash?
Nah, I don't
Bottle fuck.
Good luck, Samster.
All right. Well, as said before, one of you will be victorious in this duel and bring yourself significantly closer to that championship title. One of you will put yourself on a long, dangerous, and arduous path to that same spot. I wish you both the best of luck.
Okay, let us move into the duel arena. Here we are, with all of its glory now, the new UI, as it were, for duels. And, as always, we do need to do a test question to make certain that everything is working on your end. So, test question, as always, this is a test question. The answer is 42. Your options are the square root of 1,764, the square root of 1,369, 392 divided by 7, or 143 divided by 11.
I would like to note this was not my idea.
Ash, you didn't tell us this one. Yes, but I love it.
It is only a test question, so it doesn't really matter if you get it wrong. Samster is locked in now.
Yeah, but if you get it wrong, you're starting off on the wrong foot, aren't you?
Absolutely. You want to get it right. Well, line piece is in. Let's see why you've played. Both have covered C. Line piece has also covered A. The answer I can reveal is... Well, line piece has won the test question. It is square root of 1,764.
What was that about starting off on the first foot?
Yeah. Mind games, that's what it is. Mind games.
The root of 1369 is 37, for your reference.
Yeah, but by the way, just for your reference, it still has the 4 answers from the previous test question that it always has been. It's just now it will calculate a new magical calculation each time. So everybody's test question, it will be different again, but they will have exactly the same 4 answers, just encapsulated within a calculation. That's all. So we'll hide that question away, hopefully, if we press the hide button and we reset the match. I'm evil, yeah. I think we need to have people think about the test question a bit more now, that's all. So that's what that's for. So the match is reset. Sam and Line Piece, you both have 10 chips, 2 accelerators, and 5 minutes each on your clocks. If you're both ready, let's duel. And here's your first question. The term chevon refers to the meat of what animal? Chevon. Your options are ram, sheep, goat, buffalo. Oh, it's nice seeing all the big chips on screen now. Line piece is locked in. And so is Sam. Let's see where you've played. Okay, so we've got Sam with a 1-chip answer on goat, Line piece covering all of the options. Just not certain, Line piece?
Yeah, on my first thought when I heard Chevon was like horse or something like that, but that didn't turn out to be one of the answers, so I'm just...
Fair enough. If you had just the 1 chip, what would you go with?
Probably... I don't know, probably something like buffalo, to be honest.
Okay. Sam, you pretty confident the answer's goat?
I thought horse as well because of cheval at first, but then I remembered, I think, if GCSE French is, I can remember it, I think goat is something like chèvre, so I would hope that chevon is goat.
Okay, well, will it be an early victory to Line piece or not? Correct answer is... It is C, goat.
Whilst I will criticise you on your pronunciation, Samster, chèvre is goat, and it also derives from mutton, or mouton for ram. So, like, it's a portmanteau of both of those words. But from goat and mutton.
All right. Well, we're both through question number 1, and just Line piece taking some chips off there, Matt.
Yeah, Line piece with a bit of chip damage there, 3 chips down, but 4 seconds up on Sam. And as we mentioned in the preview, a food and drink question. Line piece's weakness coming up straight off the bat on question 1, as we now move into question 2.
Here we go. Which American writer created and narrated The Twilight Zone? Your options are Rod Serling, Rod Serling, Rod Serling, or Rod Serling. Okay, we've got a lock-in from Line piece. And a lock-in from Sam. 3 chips on the table this time round. And this time it's Line Piece with the one chip answer on D. Rod Serling without the H. Samster's gone with Rod without an H, but gone with Sterling and Serling. Could not make your mind up, Sam, whether it was Sterling or Serling?
No, I remember, because I was watching actually the reboot recently. I remember it being a Rod, but I don't remember which Rod it was. Like an ROD rather than an R8.
Fair enough. Line Piece, you confident it's without the H, without the T?
Pretty confident on this one. Yeah, I've seen on like TV tropes a bunch of, specifically the Twilight Zone pinball machine. There, I said it.
Fair enough. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was just saying I like pinball.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, if it is A, then Samster wins this. If it's B or C, we go to sudden death. But if it's D, we continue on. Correct answer is indeed D. Rod Serling, no H, no T.
Some people possess talent, others are possessed by it. When a talent becomes a curse, every writer is a frustrated actor who recites his lines in the hidden auditorium of the skull.
Okay, so Sam taking one chip off there. Line Piece still with the type advantage, Matt.
Yep, Line Piece has 8 seconds in hand, but Sam has 2 chips. Both accelerators and both players still intact. Question number 3 is this.
If you're going to give me a question about a wordsmith, I'm going to quote him.
According to his song, which game show did Will Al Yankovic badly lose on? Your options are Blockbusters, Bullseye, Wheel of Fortune, or Jeopardy. Line Piece is in. And Sam is in. We're just going to turn some stuff off. There we go, don't need that on. Let's see where they played. Both with a single chip answer on D, Jeopardy. You happy with that, Sam?
Yeah, fairly confident. I feel like I've heard it before. Blockbusters and Bullseye don't really make much sense to me because they're like predominantly, I'd say, predominantly UK associated. But no, I think it's Jeopardy.
And you happy, Line Piece?
Yeah, 100% confident.
Correct answer is indeed D, Jeopardy.
I will correct you on the very least, Blockbusters, Samster. That was American first.
Didn't know that.
It was. And Bullseye was a completely different show that if I start talking about it, come over and behead me. In the case, he was there to match his intellect on national TV against a plumber and an architect, both with a PhD. He was tense, he was nervous, he guessed as it just wasn't his night. Art Fleming gave the answers, but he could not get the questions right. He lost on Jeopardy, baby.
Baby. Right, well, they're through that one. Matt?
Yeah, no changes to the chips there, but there is starting to be a bit of a time advantage opening up for Line Piece. 15 seconds in hand.
All right, here comes the next question. Which Mike on Radioactive was played by the late Jeffrey Perkins? Options are Stand, Hunt, Channel, Flex. Sam is in, so is Line Piece. Line Piece, I'm afraid, using an accelerator after Sam has locked in. That will cost you your accelerator on that, I'm afraid.
And we don't need the accurate timings to actually look at that. That's clearly after
That was clearly after, yes.
It happens.
It happens.
It's fine.
And we heard that there was a little subtle buzz sound as well. If people watching the stream, they should be able to hear that. Let's see where they've all played. Looks like no one really wants to see this question anymore. All the chips are down. No clues. Just get rid of it, Sam says. Any ideas at all from anyone?
I don't even know what Radioactive is.
All right, well, I'll put you out of your misery then. The correct answer we were actually looking for is D-Flex. Anything further, score count?
Yeah, I'll just read off the pronunciation verbatim from Clive. Angus, I've heard of him, played Mike Channel and, open brackets, watch your pronunciation, close brackets, Mike Hunt.
Oh, okay.
And Michael Fenton played Uncle Mike Stand.
Fair enough. Well, we're through the question at the cost of 3 chips each. So we're starting to get through them, but still both players with a comfortable number of chips. Matt?
6 chips disappearing into the void. Line piece now starting to get a little bit of a problem for him. Only 4 chips remaining, so can still cover all the options if needed, but can't afford to be doing it too many times. Also unfortunate to lose an accelerator in there.
Yes.
Samsung has 6 chips left, so a 2 chip advantage and a 1 accelerator advantage, but Line Piece still has a 14-second time advantage. 4 minutes 32 plays 4 minutes 18 as we move into question number 5.
Here it comes. Which computing pioneer will appear on the new Bank of England £50 note, which will come into circulation in 2021? The options are Alan Turing, Ada Lovelace, Tim Berners-Lee, or Charles Babbage. Which computing pioneer will appear on the new Bank of England £50 note? Sam is in, which will come into circulation in 2021. And Line Piece is in. Such options indeed, as Cetra says. Very well. Sam, how many chips do you think Line Piece has put down?
I think they will have risked and gone for 2 chips.
Line Piece, how many do you think Sam's put down?
Probably 2
or 3. Well, let's see. No, Sam's with 1 chip down on Alan Turing, and Line Piece just getting the hell out of the question, covering all of the answers. So, no matter what, Line Piece is definitely throwing this question. However, at the expense of not having any more chips to be able to cover any further options from here on out. We'll only be left with 1 chip after this. Sam will be left with 6 chips if Alan Turing is the right answer. Sam, are you confident the answer is Alan Turing?
Yeah, fairly confident. I'd say probably about 80 and 90%. I just remember hearing it in the news that he would be on the new note. I'm fairly confident.
Okay, and Line Piece, you did use all of your remaining chips. If you had a single chip, what would you go with?
I mean, Alan Turing was the only one I've heard of, but I mean, all of these other ones, I feel like Alan Turing could have been designed to bait chips away. So I don't really know if there's one that I easily put one on, but I guess Alan Turing if I had.
All right. Well,
They're definitely all good options anyway. I'd agree with that.
yeah, they're all very, very well-known computing pioneers in various slightly different fields, but certainly all within the computing field. So, if the answer is A, Alan Turing, we continue on. If the answer is B, Ada Lovelace, C, Tim Berners-Lee, or D, Charles Babbage, then Line Piece wins, advances through the upper bracket, and Samster will be going into the lower bracket. The correct answer is... it is A, Alan Turing.
As pointed out, all 4 of these are amazing people in their own right, and therefore deserve shout-outs. Firstly, I should go over them in a bit of an order. Ada Lovelace was one of the first programmers to ever really exist. Definitely one of the first to recognise that computers, or as it was back then, computational machinery could be used for more than just basic calculations. The computational machinery in question being created by her colleague, Charles Babbage, person to make the first, arguably, quote, arguably the first working computer ever to exist. Then you have Alan Turing, who's definitely someone who's responsible for a lot of modern computer architecture, as well as obviously his cryptanalysis work. And then you have Tim Berners-Lee, the person behind the creation of the World Wide Web.
The WWW.
Or as he originally was going to call it, the information mind, but as Stephen Fry once said, he felt that would be a bit selfish.
All right. Well, Alan Turing will feature on the £50 note. Not that many people use the £50 note, and generally it's also said, I don't accept £50 notes because I don't know what they look like. So anyway, situation is looking a bit dire for Line Piece now, though, Matt.
Yeah, Line Piece for the 3rd game is now down to 1 chip. Any mistake from now on, Line Piece, and it is game over, and you will be heading into the lower bracket. You do still have a 7-second time advantage over Samster, which may be useful, but Sam's a huge advantage with the chips. 6 chips, plays 1 and 2 accelerators. And Panda, yeah, £50 note sounds heavy.
Very.
Okay, so
But that said, we've had plenty of players in the dual phases of previous tournaments hang on for ages with one chip. So we
as Ape says in chat, all it takes is one question and one chip.
and of course, Grunkle did that throughout the whole of last year on his way to the Series 2 title. Anyway, let's
all you need is a
crack
chip
on
and a chair.
Yep.
let's crack on and move on to question number 6.
All right, here comes the next question. The first televised 147 break, which was shown in 1982, was made by which famous snooker player? Your options are John Higgins, Stephen Hendry, Steve Davis, or Joe Davis. Sam is in. And accelerating. 5, 4, 3, and line piece is in. Been seeing a lot of potential baiting outs of accelerators maybe, but that was the first one where we've actually had a proper solid accelerator use. Let's see where they've played. We do have a commonality on C, Steve Davis. Sam has also hedged slightly on D, Joe Davis. Line piece. Why do you think the answer is Steve Davis?
I'll be honest, I have no idea. I don't follow snooker that much on the basis, well, I'm on the UK. It's not really a big thing over here, but I tried to jog up some part of my memory as to whom I've done 147s and nothing was coming up, so I just went with...
Fair enough. And Sam, you went with Steve Davis and Joe Davis. Why those two in particular?
Yeah, I wrote a question about this that actually came up a couple of months ago. I think it's Steve Davis now, I think about it more. But I think Joe Davis was the first non-televised 147 break. But I remembered it was definitely Davis, so I went with both just in case, while I still can't sort of check.
Fair enough. Well, if the answer is C, we continue on. If the answer is D, Joe Davis, Sam wins, and line piece will go into the lower bracket. If it's A or B, we go to sudden death. The correct answer is C, Steve Davis.
You are completely correct. Well, not completely correct, Samster. The first known...
Don't say that then.
the first known maximum break was by one O'Donoghue in Australia in 1934. Joe Davis was the first ratified 147 in an exhibition match. The first ratified maximum in competition was made by Rex Williams, and there's a bunch of other things. But yes, Steve Davis was the first televised 147 as well as the first official maximum break in an official and professional competition.
Okay. Well, Sam losing one chip and line piece still hanging on, Matt.
Line piece hanging on very well. Played actually very well against that accelerator, locking the answer down probably within about 4 seconds of the accelerator being activated. Time advantage down to 4 seconds. No, actually, no, hang on. No, sorry.
Swinging into Sam's favour.
Swung in the other way. It has, sorry. Yep, so Samson now has a 4-second time advantage. 5 chips for Samson, 1 chip still for line piece, and both players have 1 accelerator into question number 7.
Here we go. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers in Pakistan, where is the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Your options are west of Kazakhstan, south of Kazakhstan, north of Kazakhstan, or east of Kazakhstan. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers in Pakistan, where is the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Line piece is in. Sam's still having a bit of a think about it. Line piece could accelerate. Electing not
Opportunity to
to.
build up the time advantage.
Indeed. And Sam is in. Line piece. Clearly, you've only got the one chip to play, but how many do you think Sam's played?
Probably. Gonna say it again.
To say that again, you just roboted out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with what I said last time and say 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can reveal that Sam is using his chip advantage and using it to its full extent. Definitely through on this question, no matter what. We'll be left with 2 chips. Line piece. You've only got the 1 chip down and you've placed it on C, north of Kazakhstan, because you only had the 1 chip to play. So, Sam, was this more of a strategical play rather than actually this is what your gut would say as an answer?
I just don't really know. I was trying to logic out in my brain if I could rule any of them out, but I just wasn't confident enough. And I thought, while I have the chips, I'd rather get through rather than go out and with still having chips left.
Okay. If you had just a single chip, what would you go for, Sam?
South. I don't know why, but yeah. South.
You would go south. Okay. Well, if the answer is C, north of Kazakhstan, then we continue on. If the answer is A, west, or B, south, or D, east of Kazakhstan, then Sam wins. Correct answer is... It's B, south of Kazakhstan, and Sam takes the victory.
Indeed, it is a little ways to the south of Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is sort of if you want a bit more geographical info, I guess, it is to the southwestern side of Russia, and Pakistan a little further south, bordering, I think. I'm bad at country names. It borders India. There we go. To the western border of India. Shadow filling my mouth for me.
Yeah.
Congratulations to both of you, though.
Indeed, very well fought. Sam able to use his chip advantage there to survive that very difficult questions. But hard luck. You're both still in play because this is a double elimination. Just means line piece, you're going to have to go the long route now. What was that? Sorry? What was that you were going to say, Squawk?
The long and dangerous route, but despite obviously losing, bit of a strong fight. I think Ralph and Egg both have someone definitely might be a little bit more uneasy now.
Mm-hmm.
After that, because Line Piece isn't exactly a slouch.
Indeed.
So...
And thank you for the 600 bits, Kazvez. Greatly appreciated. You're very generous.
I definitely got a bit lucky with the UK advantage, especially on the note question.
It was a little heavy, I guess, but yeah.
That's the look of the draw.
Yeah.
It is indeed. Well, as I say, you're both still in. Sam taking the slightly quicker route at the moment, but all could still change.
And breaking what he did last time. So.
Very much so, yes. He is going the quicker route now rather than going the ridiculously long and arduous route. Line piece, you're taking that route, though, and you will be facing the loser of match number 1, which we won't see until at the end of this week. It's Ralph versus Dan, or Egg Fried Cheese is his alternative name. So you've got to wait until the end of the week to find out who you will be facing up against. But in the meantime, thank you very much for playing, both of you, and we'll see you in future duels.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ash.
No worries. Take care.
And as I said, because everyone apparently predicted that Samster would win in the bracket prediction, nothing has changed there. Everyone is now on 1 point. Well done.
Woo! All right, we now...
And 67% of the audience vote was also correct.
Indeed. All right, well, we now move on to duel number 2 for this evening, which should be match number 6, which apparently says Matt Ref versus Scorecount, which is definitely wrong.
Nope.
Let's choose the correct duel scene. There we go. Catnip v JSAC. That should be the match we're looking for. So let's get a Catnip and a JSAC into... Yes, prize bonus duel. Absolutely. Let's get Catnip and a JSAC in here. We are actually running slightly ahead of schedule, so
4 minutes.
4 minutes, so we can pad for a little bit of time. But both players are already here, so we shall get straight into it.
Indeed, I'm just going to give Matt a moment or two to get everything ready whilst I reseat myself. We're just going to take a couple of minutes just to sort everything out.
Just take a little sip of water, go to the toilet if you need to, and we'll be right on with this duel in a moment.
Indeed. Right, Matt, are you all good?
I'll do the poll once you've done the intros, as discussed.
You good with everything else, though?
Yep, all set.
Okay, good. Just being sure. Well, since it worked well last time, actually, I kind of enjoyed doing it like that. I think I'll stick with that plan. So, once again, we'll start from the left. On the left side of the table, illuminated in blue, coming through from the top half of the bracket. Top half of the bracket, the Quarrels. 29 years old and from Lithuania. It is the one and potentially only Catnip.
Good evening, all.
Hello there, Catnip.
Meow.
Matt, how did the Lady Catnip get here?
The Lady Catnip coming through straight through from her Quarrel, currently ranked 4th out of the proven 16. Used 9 of her chips to get, so one with only just the one solitary chip remaining. 9 questions required to get through her Quarrel. 2 minutes and 57 seconds of playing time, so just under 20 seconds for each question. Did have to use her accelerator. Best questions she came up on was a anatomy and medicine question, and strangely, language appeared to be a weak subject for you, Catnip, on your Quarrel.
Interesting.
At least from what we can tell so far. And on the other end of the table, from the right, illuminated in yellow, full-time student, part-time cashier. That sounds like a pickup line. Hello there, Jason.
Oh,
hello, Daysack.
I might have broken him.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. How did
Discord does this weird thing where it decides that my headphones don't exist whenever I change voice channels.
Yeah, Discord's great for that sometimes.
Mr. Matt, how did JSAC get here?
yeah, so JSAC had to come through the long route, so to speak, losing in his Quarrel against Harry and Dupliss. So a very tough route to come through, but then successfully winning their Truel against Lion and Drahuska. Currently ranked 12 out of the proven 16. Had to only use 13 of his chips on the way through, so 65% of the chips. 17 questions attempted, 16 correct. So obviously the lengthy, drawn-out Quarrel has helped to contribute to that. 3 minutes and 23 seconds of playing time, so an average of only 12 seconds per question, so very quick on locking those chips down. And so far, JSAC, the stats would indicate that your strengths are science and nature questions, and weakness, general knowledge, which isn't really all that helpful, if I may say so, on that one.
Indeed. Again, the bracket predictions do seem to favour Catnip out on the whole. But again, we were discussing it in the pre-call earlier regarding the statistics, and actually this match is deceptive because there's actually quite a lot of contention here. There's definitely evidence to suggest that this could go either way. So, Catnip, how are you thinking this is going to go?
I mean, it would be weird. Unless I very strongly feel about it, I don't like going in thinking I would lose. So from in that regard, I probably hold myself a little bit of a favorite. But when I was doing what I call a little bit of research on JSAC's prior performance, I'm worried.
Yeah, I think nervous might be the right word. Tentatively nervous.
Worried. I think I prefer the concern. Worried. I think it's a bit more accurate, but you get the general.
I get your general idea. And how about you, JSAC? Do you feel? Mr. JSAC?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, just in general, you feel the same way towards Catnip after that little bit of recon. Not sure you're going to lose, but not sure you're going to win either.
Exactly. Catnip is a very strong competitor, and I really didn't think I'd get this far into the competition, but,
I mean, congratulations to both of you. You've made it this far. Top 16 is nothing to be sniffed about. You've gotten rid of half the competition already.
Absolutely.
One of the things that we did know, is that generally JSAC has been quicker to respond per question, and given again accelerators are now a bit more plentiful and a bit more in play and a bit more of a tactical element. Does that worry you particularly, Catnip?
Not as such. I mean, obviously, it could lead to situations where it does bite me and so on and so on. Overall, no. I know people pay a lot of attention to timing this case. I personally not bothered to drop to that 20 seconds when it goes to. Because when other people may be quick to lock in, like you've just mentioned, statistically wise, in my head, I usually have an answer quickly as well, or tendencies, or decent amount of choices. So like that's how I usually do.
You like having the time to think about it, but if you're under pressure, you generally have a good idea right off the bat what you want to answer.
Sure, if I have extra time to think about it, it's nice. Sometimes it backfires though, but overall it's nice. But I'm not too bothered if I don't have it, unless it's, 10 seconds or such. Then it depends on the question, and then we get into all kind of stuff.
And JSAC, we've noted before, as noted, you're much better at more from like loads of different categories, but when it comes to more general pop culture or stuff like that, or just general facts, you seem to have a bit of more of a struggle and tend to use more chips. Does that make you feel a bit worried about how the questions are going to come up?
It doesn't worry me too much. These questions are a little bit more European based, Prime Minister of England, all that kind of things that I generally am not too familiar with. However, anything American pop culture and general knowledge I'm usually good at. But
it is a bit of the luck of the draw sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, if I can sort of counter argument that. So yes, I'm European, but the European weighted questions are more UK weighted questions rather than overall European, which is, and I'm not from UK, not from US, and GSEC is from US. So we have those two sort of, jokingly read, as it were, categories that are weighted depending on where you're from, and I'm neither, and he's one of them. So I think that works better to his advantage, actually.
It could be better. It is just look at the draw at the end of the day. Matt, poll results.
Yes, I did catch the match, thank you. So 69% of the votes are going with Catnip.
Nice.
31%.
I was waiting for someone to say nice.
Yeah, someone's going to say it.
31% going with JSAC. But I think, yes, as we've all been alluding to, I think because JSAC had probably one of the hardest quarrels to come through, having Harry and Dupless in the quarrel, I think that's always going to be a bit difficult to really have a good reading as to how well JSAC was going to do, but we will see how this duel goes. So just last quick double check. JSAC, can you just make sure you've got your Twitch channel?
Yes, exposed.
Thank you very much.
Also, Catnip, are you on the buzz-in page?
Yes, I'll set it again, just probably maybe timing.
Yep, I see it. Yep, got it that time.
Yay. Okay, well, then in that case, any last, with those poll results in mind, anything you want to say to the audience or each other before we get going?
Thank goodness, I have some tea still left.
Emergency supply of tea. And you, JSAC?
Water. Oh.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
And with that, one of you is about to take a big step in the right direction towards winning this tournament. The other will put themselves on a much more dangerous, long, arduous route. I wish you both the best of luck.
Good luck.
All right, and we shall now enter into the duel arena. By the way, thank you for the follow there, Nick C. Live. Greatly appreciated for the follow there. Okay, as always, test question, but you are at least now privy to how I've changed the test question. So, this is a test question. The answer is 42, and your options are 629 divided by 17, square root of 1764, 2 multiplied by 28, or square root of 169. I think it's actually the same answer that came up before. Catnip's in. Nucleus JSAC? It is only a test question, so it doesn't matter really. Got a lock in. I just want to make certain that you've got the system working, and I was just having a bit more fun now with these other options. Whiskers, why did you jump on the desk like that? Didn't ask you to do that, did I? No. Those are the given answers, and hey, both players got it right this time at least, so we do survive. And score count, any other factoids?
Is that a wide idea?
Didn't I tell you that I was killing that gag? I can bring it back if you want.
No,
No.
we could definitely kill it, that's fine. I was just bringing it back for that one gag,
Well,
for
one
the
thing
gag.
we are sure of, 42 doesn't appear on the dartboard.
Challenge accepted.
We can make some new divisions. Anyway, let's reset the match. And both players have 10 chips, 2 accelerators, and 5 minutes each on your clocks. If you're both ready, Catnip and JSAC, let's duel. You joke, Duplis, but at one point I probably could actually arrange that if you wanted to do a maths-only duel. This isn't. This is just standard, all affair categories. So, if you're ready, Catnip, JSAC, here is your first question. In mythology, the Greek word for "to the fairest one" is inscribed upon what fruit given by Paris to Aphrodite in exchange for Helena Sparta? Options are the golden peach, golden apple, golden pear, golden fig. Catnip is in. And JSAC is in. Bet you're sort of hoping that these kind of questions would have come up for you last night on 15 to 1, Catnip.
I'm actually happier they appeared tonight because this has mistakes.
Fair enough. Both players with a single chip on B, golden apple. Are you confident with that answer, Catnip?
Yes, and I can elaborate on why if you want to.
You may indeed, yes.
So it was a fight between 3 goddesses, Aphrodite, I believe the other one was Hera, and the third one, was it Artemis? Not sure. But basically Paris had to choose which one of them was the prettiest, and Aphrodite promised him the love of Helen, so he chose Aphrodite, and Apple was involved because, don't remember how exactly, obviously, because of this inscription, but basically it became the apple of discord, and that's why the saying.
Okay. JSAC, you agree with that description from Catnip?
Yeah, what she said.
Well, you've agreed on the same answer, so hopefully it is right. Correct answer is indeed B, the golden apple.
Indeed, it's a very weird. I should really
Start again.
That might be a good idea. It's the start of a chain of a long series of events, eventually leading to the Trojan War and the destruction of Paris and Troy. Paris was given the golden apple as a reward for pleasing the male gods, namely Zeus and Ares, and Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite were the 3 that appeared before him, and he gave the apple to Aphrodite, as mentioned, which again kicked off the Trojan War.
All right. Well, both players still with their opening chips intact, Matt.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed there was no golden apple there, but that's another thing.
Also known as the apple of discord, which is a nicer name.
Apple Discord, nice.
Okay. So yeah, both players still have their full stack of 10 chips intact. Both players still have their accelerators in play, and Catnip just has a 5-second lead. So 4 minutes 45 against 4 minutes and 40. Let's move on to question number 2.
Still plenty of time to play with. Here's your next question. When you add the letters IA to the end of it, which of these correctly spells the name of an African country? Your options are GHAN, LIB, ERITR, SOMAL. When you add the letters IA to the end of it, which of these correctly spells the name of an African country? JSAC is in, so is Catnip. All right, no opportunity to play an accelerator there. See where they've played. JSAC with 1 chip on D-S-O-M-A-L, Catnip on B-L-I-B and D-S-O-M-A-L. JSAC, why D-S-O-M-A-L and only that one?
Well, I knew Ghana was G-H-A-N-A, Libya was with an Y, and my brain kind of went, that doesn't sound like a country. But Somali, I spelled it out in my head a couple times, and I thought, that smells right, so I locked that one in.
Catnip, you any clues on what the C would have been?
Oh, well, that's Eritrea, spelled E-A-N.
E-A on the end.
Yeah, I logged those two. I think it's Somali as well, but I wasn't sure how you spell it in English. I think Libya is Y-A, but I wasn't completely sure, and it could have been like Somali L-I only, and then Libya would have it, so I'd rather do that one.
I think it's a fairly safe bet to go with that if you're not entirely certain on the English spelling of it. Correct answer is indeed D-S-O-M-A-L-I-A.
As all correctly stated, G-H-A-N-A-L-I-B-Y-A-E-R-I-T-R-E-A and S-M-A-L-I-A, and as Samster commented, R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Indeed. Give it to me. I played that in Soul Band. All right. Well, that's eaten a little bit of time, but only 1 chip lost to the void on Catnip's side.
Yeah, Catnip playing understandably sort of safe on that one, which is, I'd say you've got the chips, so you might as well do it at this early stage of the game. The time advance has just come down a slight bit now, 4 seconds. Both accelerators for both players still intact. And let's move on to question number 3.
All right. Here's your question. Which of these is the name of one of the founders of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry? Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Your options are Gellert Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Regulus Ravenclaw, Seamus Slytherin. Okay. Both players having a bit of a think on this one, using the time while I still have it. And with this being a duel, they have more time to play with as well. 5-minute starting time rather than 3. Or 4. JSAC is locked in now, though.
JSAC now with the time advantage.
Indeed. And Catnip locked in now. That 4 seconds swung the other way from the looks of things.
It has, yep.
So, let's see where you've played. After much deliberation, you've both covered the same answer, and only the same answer, of B, Helga Hufflepuff. JSAC, you were doing a bit of a dance with the second chip around Regulus Ravenclaw. I think also went on Gellert Gryffindor briefly, but you ended up with just a single chip on Helga. Why that?
I was just thinking, I don't remember a Gellert in the books, and Regulus was like, I don't know, but Helga I'm fairly confident about.
Okay, Catnip, you were doing a little bit of a dance as well, but again ended up with a single chip answer on Helga. Your reasoning?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of bummed that I had to waver between the two, because I am a bit of a Potterhead, obviously not enough. Gryffindor is Godric, Slytherin is Salazar. I'm pretty sure it's Helga Hufflepuff. With Ravenclaw, I don't think it's Regulus. Then later, if I remember correctly, I think it's Rowena Ravenclaw. And then I sort of remember that I'm pretty sure it was 2 males and 2 females. So Ravenclaw was a female, and obviously Regulus doesn't fit, so stuck with Helga.
Okay, so if the answer is B, we continue on. If there's anything else, we go to sudden death. Correct answer is B, Helga Hufflepuff.
Correctly stated, Catnip. It is Godric Gryffindor. There we go. Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin. Mr. Question Writer, your name isn't appearing on the view that I'm currently using. Whoops. Noted that all the other 3 names presented are other Harry Potter names, namely Gellert Grindelwald,
Regulus Black? Is Regulus Black?
Regulus Arcturus Black, yeah.
There we go.
And Seamus Finnegan.
So they're all kind of other names just mished and mashed together. Wow, very cleverly written.
I was even thinking that Regulus might have been Sirius's brother.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
good. Anyhow, it all
very
turned out.
cleverly. Absolutely, yes. Everyone getting that right.
Sirius's younger brother, yes.
And chips remain as they are, Matt.
Yeah, the chips remain untouched, but as you mentioned, Ash, the 4-second time advantage has now swung back the other way towards JSAC. So JSAC with 4-second time advantage and a 1 chip advantage, both accelerators for both players still in play. And just a polite reminder, please, to everyone in the text chat: once both players have locked down, no more discussion of the question, please. Thank you.
Indeed. All right, here comes the next question. According to the Chinese zodiac, 2020 marks the start of the Year of the Rat. When will the next Year of the Rat begin? Your options are 2030, 2032, 2034, or 2036. Catnip's in. And so is JSAC. Again, no accelerators being traded yet. Both players with a single chip on B2032. You happy with that answer, Catnip?
I think so. I mean, it's every 12 years.
Every 12 years. JSAC, you agree?
Yep, every 12 years.
Correct answer it is indeed B2032.
Yep, nice, clear, clean, and simple. Going round the circle if you want to go. Rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog in 2030, pig in 2031, and rat in 2032.
All right, and welcome to Rex in chat. Hello there. And Matt, no change on chips again, just a little bit of change in time. Just a tiny change.
Tiny change in the time. JSAC now with a 3-second advantage. 3 minutes and 9 plays 3 minutes and 6. Otherwise, it's the status quo as we move to question number 5.
Here we go. In a standard game of snooker, we've got the snooker again, including the cue ball. How many balls are on a snooker table at the start of the game, including the cue ball? Options are 21, 22, 20, or 23. We've got a lock-in from JSAC. And a lock-in from Catnip. JSAC, how many chips do you think Catnip's placed?
Maybe 2, 3.
Maybe 2 or 3. Catnip, how many do you think JSAC's placed?
Probably all 4.
Probably all 4? Well, one of you is sort of right with your prediction.
Okay.
JSAC's put just the single chip down of B22. Catnip, you've covered everything apart from C20. Catnip, why do you think it's not 20?
I don't remember exactly, but I think it's more than that. I think it's 20-something. Okay. Also, this sounds weirdly familiar. May I ask to Chug who proved this? Just if it was me or not. Cause
it was you, actually, Catnip.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't remember exactly, but as you can see from chips, but in theory it's... So,
yeah, for transparency, Catnip did...
Yeah. Well...
I'm assuming it's fine with you, JSAC.
I mean, it's fine with me.
I mean, as demonstrated, there are 3 chips on the table, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
JSAC, are you a snooker follower?
I watch bits in here and there on YouTube and all that, and I was pretty sure it was either... I'm pretty sure it was 21 total balls and then the cue ball as well, which would make 22. That's why I went with what I went with.
Okay, well, if it is B22, we continue on. If it's 21 or 23, then Catnip wins and JSAC will go into the lower bracket. If the answer is C20, then we go to sudden death. Correct answer is B22.
Indeed, 15 red balls, 6 colours, namely yellow, green, brown, blue, pink, and black, and the white cue ball in the D, which makes it 22.
22.
At least in 15 red.
Yeah, there are other snooker variants, but the standard snooker play is with 15. Yeah. All right, Catnip taking another 2 chips away, a loss to the void mat.
2 chips lost to the void, and the time advantage opening up for JSAC now. 8 seconds. JSAC's done very well. 5 questions in and not 1 chip drops. So a good start, but there's just that one stinker of a question around the corner. And surprisingly, over 2 minutes in, and neither player has chosen to use their accelerators yet. So let's see what question number 6 brings up for us.
Indeed, here it comes. After the first exclusion of tennis in 1928 from the Summer Olympics programme, when is the first time that the tennis mixed doubles discipline made its return? Your options are 2000, 2012, 1968 or 1988. JSAC is in. And Catnip is in. Be interesting to reveal this one. Yeah, neither player confident on any particular answer, but we are all definitely through no matter what. Catnip, no clues at all?
I think it was before 2000, so I think it was CND, but just some generic feeling, and I wasn't willing to take a risk on just that.
All right, and JSAC, no ideas on this one?
No.
No, not even an inkling for a single chip answer.
No.
I mean, I appreciate your simple honesty there. I'll put you both out of your misery. The answer that we were looking for, the correct answer is actually B, 2012 Summer Olympics in London.
Yep. Obviously, as it noted there, all tennis events were excluded from the program in 1928. In 1968, there were some demonstration and exhibition events for most breeds, including the mixed doubles event. Tennis as a whole returned in 1988, but mixed doubles itself did not return until the London Games in 2012.
Okay. Well, both players through, but at the expense of 3 chips each to the void mat.
Yeah, real chip consumer on that one. Finally, we have using some chips. Still has a 3 chip advantage, 7 plays for, and a 13-second time advantage. 2 minutes 46 plays to 33. On to question number 7.
Those accelerators still untouched so far. Maybe it will change with this next question. Which musical group has had its albums Man Alive and A Fever Dream both nominated for the Mercury Prize Album of the Year? Your options are Everything Everything, Anything Anything, Nothing Nothing, or Something Something. It's great. It's a great one, this. Which musical group has had its albums Man Alive and A Fever Dream both nominated for the Mercury Prize Album of the Year? Catnip is in. And so is JSAC. What was it you were going to say, Brett?
I'm looking forward to see what alternates the text chat can come up with.
You are free to give alternate answers if you want. What even is an option. Thing 1 and thing 2. Well, let's see where they've all played. Okay, well, Catnip using all of the remaining chips that she's got and placing chips on all the answers, so definitely through, but we'll be left with a single chip from this point onwards, so can't get anything wrong. JSAC, on the other hand, is single chip confident, should I say, go with A, Everything Everything. Catnip, just not familiar at all with any of these names?
No, I thought nothing would not be it, but like similarly to the mixed doubles tennis question, I'd rather not risk it. I know I'm in a tough position going forward, but I'd rather be in a tough position to go forward than not go forward.
Oh, absolutely. If you're still in the game, then you can still win it. JSAC, you're a single chip answer confident on everything. Why that?
It's the only one I've heard of, and it felt like one of those questions where only one of them is real. So.
Okay. The answer is A, everything. We continue on. If it's B, anything, or C, nothing, or D, something, then Catnip wins, and then JSAC will be in the lower bracket. Correct answer is... It is A, everything.
Yep, I can't find any, only one of these is an actual real band, namely Everything, a English art rock band in Manchester, actually, Ash.
Huh. Oh, right, okay.
This question is courtesy of Samster, by the way. Anything I'll give you is a 1985 song by the alternative rock band Dramarama, if you're curious, and something is the name of a 2012 romantic action movie. But yes, only one of these is a band, and one of them, and yes, has had its albums nominated for the Mercury Prize Album of the Year.
And we do have some alternates from chat. We've got scrambled, or why, wet, thing, thingamabob, thingamajig, bendy batch, cuddle puff, birthing, bling, summit, loathing, and bathing.
I like 8 Minkies H, echo.
Oh, I didn't see that. Echo. No, very good. All right. So, Catnip's in a precarious situation, Matt.
Yes, Catnip down to 1 chip, so any mistake from now on, and it will be game over. JSAC, 7 chips available, so very much a huge advantage, able to obviously cover more than one option should he feel the need to do so. An 8-second time advantage, and suddenly those accelerators are going to look quite tempting for both players as we move now to question 8.
It'll be interesting to see where the strategy goes from this point onwards. Here is your next question. Ex-Wives, House of Holbein or Helbein, and Don't Lose Your Head are songs from which 2017 musical? The options are 6 Hamilton... Wow! Okay, didn't even get a chance to read all the questions. 6 Hamilton, Hadestown, and Beetlejuice. JSAC, I'll just give it the rundown of what happened there. JSAC was in very fast, did lock in, did play the accelerator, and he did trigger, but then Catnip was also very quick on the finger, locking in, so the accelerator did activate, unfortunately, was not of much use. Bit too late for Catnip. So, it would seem, I think then, both players are very confident with A6. Is that the case, JSAC?
You cut out there. What did you just say?
Are you confident with your answer of A6 then?
Yes.
And you confident, Catnip?
Yeah, 6 Wives of Henry VIII. I made a question about it for my other quiz work, as it were.
Fair enough. Correct answer.
Yep.
Correct answer is A6.
The musical of the 6 Wives of the Henry VIII apparently bickering over who should be the lead singer in Henry VIII's pop concert. Don't ask. Yes, 6 is the correct answer, and I agree with you, Colin. We definitely should replay at that point.
Maybe we can arrange it at some point. So, very little time lost there. Just an accelerator lost from JSAC's side there, Matt.
Yeah, JSAC now understandably trying to push Catnip into that fatal mistake. Didn't quite work this time round. Time advantage has opened up very slightly. Now 9 seconds. And Cetra, fastest lock-in ever. I don't know. Certainly I've basically got it recorded as 1 second, but Ash may well have further information, but we can possibly look at that later on. But
Indeed.
Yeah,
so let's move on to question number 9. Yeah, sorry,
question just to clarify. So I did lose that accelerator, right? I understand why, but just to clarify.
JSAC lost his, you didn't lose yours.
No, yours.
Okay.
Did you try to activate yours, Catnip?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay, but no, JSAC's triggered first.
Only one accelerator could actually be active any time. So
okay.
yeah,
that's good to know. Thank you.
You were actually fortunate in that particular case. All right.
So an interesting play then that both players are trying to now push the accelerators in a sort of speed play. So yeah, this is getting good now. So as I say, question 9. Let's have a look.
Here it is. Dumbella was the name of which cartoon character's sister? The options are Daffy Duck, Goofy, Donald Duck, Dumbo. Dumbella was the name of which cartoon character's sister? Daffy Duck, Goofy, Donald Duck, or Dumbo? Catnip's locked in. Will Catnip play an accelerator? Nope. JSAC has locked in. Okay. I can say that there are 3 chips on the table.
Ooh.
I can also say that they're not on the same answer.
This game ends here.
No,
Well, or after one more.
We have 3 situations from this point onwards.
True.
We have win to Catnip if the answer is B, Goofy. We have win to JSAC if the answer is A, Daffy Duck, or C, Donald Duck. And we have sudden death if the answer is D, Dumbo. Now, Catnip, you only had the 1 chip to play and you elected to go with Goofy. Why Goofy?
I don't think Donald Duck had a sister. Oh, but he did have nephews. Have had someone.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. But and I didn't think I saw a sister in comics. Dumbo, I don't think he had a sister either because he was like in the whole circus alone and that kind of situation. Daffy Duck, me. So like Goofy made more sense because Goof and Dumb, that kind of sense. And I think he had a sister. It may have been a cousin in the form of a cow. But so I'm definitely not sure, as you can probably tell. But I think out of those, that's I'm a bit worried about Donald, because he did have nephews, so he must have had it. But I didn't see it in the comic.
Okay, and JSAC, you ended up with A, Daffy Duck, and C, Donald Duck, thinking it's a duck of some variety. Why that?
Well, Dumbella Duck, immediately, that's the name that popped up, because I want to say it's like Della Duck, is what I was thinking. And the more I think about this, the more I'm thinking it actually is Donald Duck's sister, because in DuckTales, with Huey, Dewey, and Louie, which I believe I actually had a question about in an earlier duel. Huey, Dewey, and Louie are Donald Duck's nephews, and that's the way I was going. But I wasn't sure if it was either Donald Duck or if it was Daffy Duck. I knew it was a duck.
Okay, so, just to recap again, if the answer is B, Goofy, Catnip wins. If the answer is A, Daffy Duck, or C, Donald Duck, JSAC wins. If the answer is D, Dumbo, we go to sudden death. Can reveal a wrong answer. First wrong answer to reveal is A, Daffy Duck. Second wrong answer to reveal is D, Dumbo. So we have a victor from this question. It's whether it is B, Goofy, or C, Donald Duck. The correct answer is it is indeed C, Donald Duck, aka Della, as you did say, JSAC, and JSAC, you take the victory.
Yeah, Catnip, you said that you never saw a Dumbella or a Della Duck in the comics, and there's a good reason for that. She never appeared in the comics. She was very much so an off-screen character, having shoved her kids, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, onto Donald very early on in the canon, and never really appeared in much content at all. She kind of had some cameos in some material, but the first material to actually properly include her as a character was the DuckTales remake in 2017. So, yeah, Dumbo, I believe, obviously an only child, planet, or at least as far as the movie is concerned. Goofy doesn't have any sisters or brothers, although he does have a son, Max. And
Max, of course, yeah, Goof Troop, yeah, forgot about that.
Goof Troop, and also referenced in DuckTales 2017, actually. And Daffy Duck, I'm unfortunately not that confident on my Warner Brothers lore, but yeah, my commiserations.
Commiserations to Catnip, but you still go through down to the lower brackets at the very least, and thank you for another 600 bits, Kazvez. It's very generous of you, greatly appreciated. So yeah, hard luck, Catnip. What's your thoughts after that?
If only I had a couple more chips.
If only, yeah. If I could just add a few more.
Researching the cow I was thinking of was Clarabelle Cow, and she has been paired with Goofy occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose that's why I went with that.
Fair enough. Oh well, it's not all over for you yet, but you are now on the harder route to the final, and you will be facing off against whoever loses out of Scooter Dust and Ape Minky. So, who of those would you like to face off against?
Sorry, could you repeat those? I was distracted for obvious reasons.
Scooter Dust and Ape Minky. Those are your two combatants in the next match.
Good. Both are not good. I don't like either of them.
Well, Ape Minky in chat saying, I look forward to our match, Catnip. Clearly, Ape thinks he's not going to be able to do any good against Scooter Dust, but anything can happen.
I have built some rapport with Ape Minky, so I suppose him for those reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Both are not good.
Mm-hmm.
That's my slogan for the year. Neither.
And J-Sack, congratulations, you advance through into the upper quarterfinals, where, as again, it'll be whoever wins in this case of Scooter Dust versus Ape Minky. Who of those would you like to face off against, J-Sack?
Can I?
You roboted out, sorry.
Can I also pick neither?
Again, I'm afraid I can't quite do that, unless for some reason... Go on.
I will also point out that Samster and J-Sack, by winning your first matches, you have guaranteed yourself into the top 12.
That's true. Yeah, they have indeed. Well, so I think that's going to be it for this duel. Thank you very much, Catnip and J-Sack. We will see you again in future duels. Catnip the longer route, J-Sack the slightly easier route for the time being. And we'll see you later. Thank you very much for playing.
Congratulations to you both. Good game. Indeed. Very good game.
Very good game, absolutely. Went the distance.
And that result going completely against the predictions. So
yeah, the predictions have actually been shaken up quite a bit by that result.
Absolutely. So the challenge predictions was 20 votes to 4 in favour of Catnip on that one, and in the audience poll, 31% were correct in thinking that J-Sack would win that one. And as noted by a couple of people in the text chat, yes, both used down to 1 minute 53. So a nice bit of symmetry on the clocks to finish off that rather excellent job, must say. That was a really good battle.
Nice one,
that
yes,
is exactly how it should be played.
And yes, Poker Joker, they did end on equal clocks there as well.
I'm not sure how equal. It must be tenths of seconds. And
if you want the exact times, Matt, I can tell you what they are.
Oh, okay, let's just have a
gander at the timer information. So, timer of Catnip is at 0.7282 seconds on the end. 113.7282.
7282, yeah.
And J-Sack's timer ended on 113.8791.
So 1.5 tenths.
Yeah, not much at all. Not much at all within it on the time there.
Wow, brilliant. But yes, it's certainly a tip of the hat to Catnip and J-Sack. That was a really, really good duel there.
Okay.
But yeah, unfortunately, Catnip running out of chips, and as mentioned, a now very difficult route through if she will be reaching the grand final.
Indeed. Well,
and as mentioned, because of that, now, dare I say it, mine, Duplace's, Cookies, and I believe Grunkle's. I think it's Grunkle. I don't know if it is Grunkle, but I'm going to assume it's Grunkle. Predictions have taken a early lead. We will see how the overall standings shake out after this duel, however.
And thank you for the follow there, Company Master 97. Thank you for the follow there. So it is time now for the third duel this evening, which should be Weemers against Shadowmane. I think Weemers has maybe been taken by surprise here. He's just saying, "Oh, what?" But it is apparently time to go. And yes, it is indeed Tuesday. So you might as well get into chat when you can, Weemers. We do have a Shadowmane, so we can at least start some introductions if you would like to, Scorecard.
We can get ready when Matt gives me the go ahead.
Or
yep, all yours.
All right.
All right. And Matt, Ash. Meh.
Yes.
Everything ready on your end?
Yeah, everything's good on my end. Yep.
And we now have a Weemers, so I can now do the intro.
Cool.
Okay. Well, coming from the winner's bracket, illuminated in blue. Yes, illuminated in blue on my left. Sorry for interrupting your conversation. I assume you were mind gaming. It is the mind gamer. It is the Scottish lad, 19 years old, an accountancy student. It is Weemers. Hello.
Hello. I wasn't mind gaming just yet, but I will since Shadowmane's not here and can't actually respond to it. I didn't realise it was Tuesday. I guess you could say that how little care I have for this opponent. Mind games.
Mr. Matt, please, just move us on very swiftly from this conversation.
Oh dear.
dear.
So, the top-ranked seed, Weemers, his chip with just one chip remaining, but answered the most questions correctly out of anyone in the quarrels. 17 correct answers, beating Tipster, Cookie, and Rasmus in Quarrel H. 2 minutes and 35 seconds of playing time, so 9.1 seconds per question. So very, very quick on the lockdowns. Use your accelerator in your quarrel. Geography appears to be your strong subject, whereas language is your possible Achilles heel.
Pretty sure the last language questions we had in that duel was just the really stupid one of the English techniques that no one really knows. For those who do.
Harry?
H. Where's that at? Just to look.
Okay, well, anyway, moving on very swiftly. Going on to the other end of the table, illuminated in yellow from the Trulls area. It is our 22-year-old. What do you study, by the way, Shadowmane?
It's fine. I mean, I was just
studying its sign at whatever language.
No, sorry. I'm studying things. I'm studying IT, and I'm also studying employability.
We'll stick to IT student. Our 22-year-old IT student from England is Shadowmane. How are you?
I am absolutely terrified at this duel because literally that last duel we had between Catnip and JSAC, the first 5 questions in a row I knew the answer to, and one of them was my question.
Well, you'd hope to know the answer to your own question, although sometimes Samster proves that wrong anyway, so we'll gloss over.
Happening. Now that I've seen all of those questions, I am horribly terrified of how this is going to go, because I could suddenly get all of the very hard and or expert questions, and we could take full advantage of that.
Mr. Matt, please.
Yes, so Shadowmane ranked 14th out of the proven 16, was in the quarrel featuring Natta, Itogi, and Lion when he finished 2nd place, and then won against Applecast and Clive in their draw. 17 out of 20 chips used, so 85%, 11 out of the 12 questions correct. A playing time of 3 minutes and 1 second, so about 20 seconds per question. Both accelerators used, each accelerator in your qualifying matches were used. Art appears to be your strength in terms of the questions, whereas I think this is going to be the same for a lot of people. Music appears to be
it's the devil's bane.
We have got the poll running in chat first. You've got about 10 seconds, I think, left to vote. In terms of predictions, we've got 21 votes to 3 in favour of Weemers.
Yeah, and I will say for this one, this on paper, this match definitely seems like one of the most clear cut we've had tonight. With Weemus leading Shadowmane on almost every aspect, more questions faced and answered correctly, fewer chips used, although naturally that was on one quarrel rather than a quarrel and a truel, and a faster average time per question. But that doesn't necessarily mean everything. But with that said, Weemus, without mind games, I'll let you do your mind games later, but without mind games, honest opinion, how do you rate your chances against Shadow right now?
I'm not sure. It depends on how many questions I don't really get, and I have to do the 4-chip strategy.
The 4-chip strategy.
Or, in other words, you don't know something, so you just put everything down, the all in. If I can avoid that, then it's fine.
When you put down 4 chips, I guess you could say, I don't know, Jack. Anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mr. Shadowmane, despite the stats, again, kind of being a bit against you, how are you feeling?
Well, if what I said earlier isn't much of an indication, I'm saying I'm very nervous, but at the same time, these duels and truels and quarrels, they have been very, very crazy, and it all comes down to the question and the chips. So hopefully, as long as the questions go in my favor, I should go well, but we will see what happens. I do rate Weem as a very strong opponent, given how many questions he went through in his quarrel. But
Venus is actually number 1 seed based on your little things at the beginning, Matt.
But all it takes is one question, one Achilles heel, and all that goes up in flames. And just because he's the statistical number 1, it doesn't mean he's number 1 overall. So considering I'm 14th place in the stats, if I defeat him here, it is a major upset.
Okay, I don't know which one of you is mind gaming. Because both of you have been indulging in your mind games a fair amount. Weemus, do you think that you've been more successful in that regard?
Oh, definitely. Considering Shadowmane keeps trying to mind game Tipster, I really don't think he knows who he's up against.
Weemus, I honestly... It's not my fault, Tipster. If you're watching this, I'm still sorry.
But to be fair, Weemus, you've been trying to mind game me at points, so did you know who you're up?
Mind game's so hard that my headset came out. Anyway, every single voice chat we've been in, where it's been like me, you, Tipster, and other people, you've always tried to mind game Tipster.
No, he just thinks that everyone's called Tipster.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's all in good fun, Shadow. How do you like? Maybe you've just been calling everyone Tipster to lull Weebles into a false sense of security?
Or maybe, when you think about it, aren't we all Tipster when it comes to the game of life? Like, I'm Tipster, you're Tipster, everyone is Tipster.
You're just giving the actual Tipster an identity crisis right now.
Yeah, you just watch. I'm just going to come back to the thing after the duel ends. I'm just going to see everyone's name is Tipster.
Like, I'm just picturing, just because I'm this proponent of 999 spoilers, I'm just now imagining you just wearing Tipster's clothes and going, actually, I'm Santa.
Oh, please. All right. Shall we get through to this duel then?
Yeah.
This turned insane already. Any last words, either of you?
Yeah, so my Discord profile picture. I have set this up to become the fill-in at this tournament. We're going into theatrics now.
Okay, last
right.
words. Okay, last words. Weemers, I've been to Scotland many times, and I love the people there. I think the Scottish are great people, but don't think that means I'm going to go easy on you.
Okay, this just went an interesting angle.
I will not show favouritism, even though I love the Scottish.
Sorry, that was a bit of a tepid burn on my end there. It wasn't that much. That wasn't strong at all. Anyway.
One of you.
So, poll results.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Poll results. So, Weemers is the audience favourite with 67% of the votes, Shadowmane on 33. And just a last minute check from me. Weemers, Shadowmane, neither of you have got the Twitch stream open.
The Twitch stream, I literally closed the Twitch stream as soon as I was dragged in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you.
Okay, well, for the third and final time this evening, one of you is about to make a large step forward on the path to your final victory.
It isn't Tipster.
It isn't it? one of you, also not tipster, will set out on the long and arduous path and put themselves in mortal danger in regards to this competition. I wish you both the best of mind games.
All right, let's enter into the duel arena.
The mind games arena.
There it is.
And as always, we do have a test question to play. This is a test question. The answer is 42, and your options this time are 27 plus 10, the square root of 3,136, square root of 169, or the square root of 1,764.
What the hell happened to the test question? Why is it so hard?
You've got to make you think a bit more now for your test question.
Although apparently the answer is always the square root of 7.
Apparently, it's coming up as the same answer each time. The 3 times it's generated an equation, it's been the same one, square root of 1,764. Oh well. Well, at least it all works. And let's reset the match and everything. So, both players have 10 chips, 2 accelerators, and 5 minutes each on your respective clocks. Weemers and Charlemagne, let's duel. Good luck.
I was always curious why the ITV show never used that, because that is a much more intense way to open a duel.
I mean, their one is fairly intense. It's also shorter because it's TV, whereas I could at least play a bit longer. Anyway, here's your first question. Good luck. What is the name of the short, paunchy skeleton character in video game franchise Undertale? The short. And your options are Comic Sans Best Font.
Okay, that immediately. It is not a one-question elimination.
And yes, of all people to blame for this, we have to blame for this.
I'm sorry. It probably is from looks of things. This is the first time I think that we've seen the 4 individual answers giving an opinion of something, not even being an objective answer. This is actually an opinion being presented. Both players going with B Sans.
Wow, mind games.
I think. Are you both happy with the answer?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Correct answer. Yes, indeed, it is Sans.
Quote, I don't think proper comments are needed. Smile emoticon.
All right. So that's that question.
If you know what Megalovania is, you already know the answer to that question.
Absolutely. So both players through on question number 1, and well, there's nothing separating them, Matt.
Next.
Here we go. Question number 2. Which of these game shows did Jeff Sutphen not host? There is a not in there. Which of these game shows did Jeff Sutphen not host? Options are Brain Surge, 101 Ways to Leave a Game Show, Nick Arcade, or Figure It Out.
Right. Oh. I have seen one of these shows.
Weemers is in.
I know I'm getting mind games.
And accelerating. 5.
No.
Charlemagne is in. Okay, first accelerator being played on question number 2. Let's see where they've played. Alright, so both players have covered C and D. Nick Arcade, Figure It Out. Charlemagne's also covered B, 101 Ways to Leave a Game Show. Weemers, why C and D, and also why the accelerator?
Well, I've seen Brain Surge before because that was a really stupid show.
It was a good show, though.
Yeah, it was good, but it was also stupid.
Well, it's a
101 Ways to
Nickelodeon
Leave a
show.
Game
What do you expect?
Welcome to all the Nick Game Show commentary.
Hashtag opinions.
The game show had some guy I've never heard of. I've never heard of this guy, so it's probably the same person. And then I've never heard of the last 2, so I've just locked them in. And then I accelerated because I got bored.
You got bored.
We must logic. All the people I don't know are clearly the same.
Fair enough. And Charlemagne, you went with everything apart from Brain Surge. Why that?
Well, I figured, Brain Surge I've already seen many times. The only game show where you don't need to know anything to win. They always say at the start of each episode. And here is your host, Jeff Sutphen. I've watched that show a lot because it's all over YouTube. I've seen snippets of Figure It Out, and I believe Jeff Sutphen was the host of that as well. But I put it down there because I panicked and I was being accelerated. So I was tossing it up between Nick Arcade or 101 Ways to Leave a Game Show, but I figured I might as well. Nick Arcade and Figure It Out really had me bouncing back and forth because I know 101 Ways to Leave a Game Show happened in the UK as well, but I'm not sure if the US adaptation had Jeff hosting. So I've just decided to play it safe and leave off of one answer that I know is definitely wrong in the hopes that I might save some chips and not just put all 4 down.
All right.
If you catch my drift.
Yeah. Well, if the answer is B, then Shadowmane takes the victory. If the answer is C or D, we continue on. If the answer is A, Brain Surge, we go to sudden death. Correct answer is C, Nick Arcade.
Some people still say that Steve Jones is standing on the top of the UK version, counting down towards something, nobody knows what.
You mean counting down towards Sutphen?
Well,
Oh, good God.
Oh, nice fun. Good one.
Jeez.
But yes, no, all 3 of the others are Nick Game Shows. The only one not hosted by Nick Sutphen, Nick Arcade. That one was hosted by one Phil Moore. And for those of you who have not seen the US version of 101 Ways, I'd actually recommend it. It's actually somewhat competent.
It's better than the UK one, let's put it that way. So, Matt, we finally have a difference in all the stats, basically.
Yep, so Weemers has both the chip and the time advantage. 9 chips plays 8 and 4 minutes 43 plays 4:38, so a 5-second difference. Shadowmane has the accelerator advantage. 2 accelerators plays 1 as to question number 3.
Here we go. How long in miles is New Zealand's 90-mile beach? Your options are 35, 55, 75, 95. Weemers is in. Just like that. Weemers is in. And accelerating. 5, 4, 3. And there goes Weemers' second accelerator. Can no longer accelerate now. Was it a strategic accelerator? Was it useful? Let's see. It was useful, I believe, yes, because Shadowmane's put down 3 chips, and Weemers, you have put down just a singular chip on B55. Why 55?
Because I'm pretty sure it's not actually 90 miles, up like 90 kilometers. And that's around about 50-ish miles. So 55's the closest there, so 55-mile beach.
So you're thinking a unit discrepancy rather than it actually... Okay. All right. And Shadowmane, I think you got a bit rushed there, but you ended up leaving off of D95, although I think it was on there briefly. You're just trying to conserve some chips?
Yeah. The ironic thing is, like, it's not really ironic, but one day I was figuring out how to write a fanfic on fanfiction.net, one of the fanfics I write, because I'm doing a kind of around the world thing for one of my stories. And I looked up the longest beach in the world, and I did see the 90-mile beach somewhere up there. And I know for a fact that it's not exactly 90 miles. It's just got that name because it's a really, really long-ass beach. So I do think that 95 miles is... Because not only it's longer than 90 miles, so it can't just be called the 95-mile beach. I mean, what are they trying to achieve there? But yeah, I do think it's more of a fact that kilometers are... Like considering how many kilometers it is and how many miles, like, you have to convert miles to kilometers... I was kind of weighing between 55 and 75, but then the accelerator came out and I kind of did just get panicked. The good news is now that if I'm through, Weemers can no longer pull that trick.
I don't need them.
You don't need them, he says. Well, okay. Well, if the answer is 35 or 75, Shadowmane wins. If it's 55, we continue on. And if it's 95, if it's somehow longer than its described name of 90 Mile Beach, then we go to sudden death. Correct answer is B, 55.
Both of you offering the plausible explanation that it's because it's 90 kilometers, not 90 miles. And to that I say, sorry, Washigayo, you're wrong. The name allegedly comes from the story that sailors took 3 days to travel its span, And since back then, it was allegedly an assumed fact that it took a day to travel 30 miles, 30 times 3, 90 miles. At least so goes the story. There is a 90-mile beach in Victoria, Australia, that actually is 94 miles.
Well, there you go. And if you're a follower of 3 Blue 1 Brown or Numberphile, they have talked about fractals when it comes to coastline measurements, and it could be argued it's infinitely long. But that's another discussion for another time. Matt?
Yes. So I was checking the stats. So both of the accelerators for Weimer's now gone. So as you say, Charlemagne, he can't pull that stunt on you again. Time 4 minutes 39 for Weimer's, 4:25 for Charlemagne. So a 14-second difference. Weimer's 9 chips place 6, so a chip advance as we move to question number 4. I don't think we've seen both accelerators expended this early in the game.
Yeah, I don't think so. Absolutely. For all the some reasons. So here comes your next question. What country is home to the longest road tunnel in the world? Options are Norway, Austria, Switzerland, China. Shadowmane's in and accelerating.
My turn, Weemers.
Well, Weemers is in after about 2 seconds of the accelerator.
The problem with that one, Shadowmane, if you'd actually paid attention before we start the stream, what did I say was Weemers' object?
Well, I mean, Weemers knows what he knows what the geography is, but does he know his road lengths?
Well, let's find out.
Lengths?
Let's find out. Well, both players have gone with a single chip answer on A, Norway. So, Shadowmane, you confident with your answer?
Yeah, I believe it's the Lærdal tunnel, isn't it? And I don't believe,
okay.
I don't think that China, Austria, or Switzerland would have a tunnel that long, because I'm trying to remember if China has long tunnels, and the same goes for Switzerland and Austria. This is a weird kind of logic to base it on, but I am going on Norway because it does feel like the outlier in this kind of situation.
All right, and Weemers, you happy that the answer could be A, Norway, since you've locked it in?
Yeah, it's... I don't actually have anything to add, it's just what Shadowman said.
All right.
That is right.
Correct answer is A, Norway, and I think it is the tunnel you mentioned.
Lærdal Tunnel between Lærdal and Åland. 24,510 metres long. Taking over the record from Gotthard, which was 16,918 metres long. So a good 7.5 kilometre feet there.
Just a casual 7.5k. So, Shadowmane with the first accelerator burning there. Matt.
Yeah, sorry, Shadowmane, but I don't think that was a good accelerator use there.
I mean,
sorry, I'm going to say it. But Shadowmane still has the one remaining accelerator on the board. Other than that, the chips haven't changed. 9 plays 6. Shadowmane has clawed a bit of the time back. Now a 12-second gap. 4:34 for Weemers, 4:22 for Shadowmane. To question number 5.
Here we go. Which of these was used as an inspiration for the coding language of Python? Your options are Python snake, a ton of pi, Monty Python, or the number pi. Which of these was used as an inspiration for the coding language of Python?
Oh my god.
What's my PC doing just then?
So Shadowmane, you're down to just under 4 minutes.
I know.
We have a lock-in from Weemers. No accelerators to face you here, Shadowmane, so you've got all the time in the world. Well, you have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left, should I say.
Right, this is the... Oh dear. Did Monty Python exist when Python was made? And I'm not exactly sure that pi would be useful.
Okay, Shadowmane is locked in. Let's see where you've played. We've got a bit of a difference of opinion here. We do have one commonality, though, on D, the number pi. Other than that, it is differences. We've got Weemers with C Monty Python, and Shadowmane on Python the Snake, or a ton of pi. Weemers, why did you go with Monty Python and number pi?
So, I didn't actually realise I clicked pi. I meant to just do Monty Python. I think I clicked pi when I tried to lock it in. But Hello World is... I'm pretty sure that's a Monty Python reference.
Okay. Shadowmane. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Go on, Weemers.
Python as a snake doesn't make much sense for a name, and a ton of pi just seems like a joke answer, so Nora knows too.
Okay. And Shadowmane, you went with everything apart from Monty Python. Why particularly that?
See, I'm trying to think of when Python was first written and how exactly it was coded. And I'm trying to think if Monty Python was a heavy source of inspiration back in the days. And I'm trying to figure out. Monty Python, I feel like, is a dangerous thing to invest in because I don't exactly know when Monty Python was first a thing, and I don't know whether or not people used it as inspirations. I mean, they probably use it for lots of jokes nowadays, but I went with the number pi because I figured Python, and I feel like coding is all about mathematics and numbers and all of the things. And I was tempted to grunkle logic this and just leave a ton of pi off and just have Python the snake as well. But I also you never tell with these things, and it's always the stupidest things that happen to cause the biggest inspiration. So people might have been inspired by pi to write Python. And they could have gone literal and just named it Python after the snake. But yeah, I don't think Monty Python was used as inspiration for Python, the code. But we will just have to see what happens.
Indeed we shall. If the answer is D, number pi, we continue on. If the answer is C, Monty Python, Weemers takes the win. If the answer is A, Python Snake, or B, a ton of pi, Shadowmane takes the victory. Can reveal wrong answers first. First wrong answer that I'm going to reveal is D, number pi. We've got a win here, folks. It ends here. Second answer that I'm going to reveal as a wrong answer is B, a ton of pi.
This is it, Weemers! Is it literal Python or Monty Python?
So I feel that's my error. Hello World, I'm actually thinking of Good Morning Vietnam, which is nothing to do with Monty Python. Whoops. I've made a light error in judgment.
I can also say that those familiar with the idle program with Python, that it uses an icon of a python. But does that mean it was the original inspiration for the language? The correct answer is...
Of course you're going to do this one.
It's the end of the game, why not? It is C, Monty Python. Yeah, a lot of the because I could fill this in because I know a bit of Python and that. Quite a few of the lessons of the original Python syntax, they heavily reference Monty Python. For example, mentioning methods like spam and a variable called eggs, returning eggs to print out spam. There is also setting the variable Brian to the string of always look on the bright side of life, and there's also a string concatenation where they do we are the square the curly brackets who say curly brackets, and they replace that with knights and knees, so it becomes we are the knights who say knee. So
the irony of this is that I'm an IT student and I got this wrong.
Well, now you know. Now you know, Charlemagne. That's it.
Yeah,
So
here's your thing. Your logic was completely and utterly wrong.
just dig it in a bit more. Then why don't you score count? Just dig it in.
There's a reason why I haven't learned coding yet. It's because when I was at college, I got shafted on my coding lessons, and they just assumed I knew all about C++, Ruby on Rails, Python beforehand.
Yeah,
So,
but then you'd know that Monty Python started being a thing in 1969 before even C was a thing. That didn't come along until 1972. Python didn't come across until 91.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
It's
Sorry,
a modern language.
I'm going to call the logic wrong.
And Lingomaniac also saying idle is a reference to Eric Idle, of course.
I could have covered that answer.
3-chit fail. It happens.
Indeed. Well, it does happen indeed.
67% of the audience
Congratulations,
was
William.
correct, and 21 of the 24 predictions were also correct. Yeah.
Okay. That is the game. Congratulations,
That's
Weemers.
just how the game is played.
Indeed it is. Weemers, you advanced
say
through...
that, but
Hmm?
I did that completely wrong because I was thinking "Hello World" was "Good Morning Vietnam," which is not Monty Python.
Oh, so you're doing an egg then? You're doing a Volkswagen egg then?
It just so happens that my stupidity is unbeatable.
Hello World isn't actually a reference to anything. It's just a programming edition that started in a 1978 coding book about C.
Yeah.
It's just oral tradition. It doesn't come from anywhere.
Well,
Okay.
the one thing I'm taking away from this is if Grunkle wins his match, then he is going to face Weemers. So I'm hoping that Grunkle wins his next match, that I get to play Dupless. Because if I face Grunkle in the lower bracket, that's just it. Game over. Because Grunkle is a monster of a player. But still, again, congratulations, Weemers.
Congratulations to you both.
Congrats. Okay, let me start filling in some of this graphic here. So... in match number 2, we saw Sam, aka Samster, make it through. We then also saw, in match number 6, JSAC win against Catnip. So let's just update that one. Not that one, that one there. That goes to JSAC.
The Panda doing his own mind game.
And match number 8.
Who's
That one.
Gronkle?
Gronkle
is.
And that one there should be a Weemers. So there we go. First 3 matches over. And we see Sam, aka Samster, JSAC, and Weemers advance through to the upper quarterfinals. And Linepiece, Catnip, and Shadowmane will go to the lower quarterfinal part 1, where they'll be waiting for their fellow losers of the Proven 16 round to meet them. Basically,
this has been a fantastic night.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
This has been fun.
And definitely well played to the 6 players that we've had in tonight.
Round of applause, everyone in chat. Give him a hand.
Give them a hand. Not just a gold clap, an actual proper clap. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this evening. Thank you very much. Weemers and Shadowmane have just been evacuated into the green room. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching along and oohing and ahhing from the benches of the audience.
Just for one last sort of mini notice. There are now 3 leaders on the prediction competition: Dupless and Cookie Monkey.
Ooh.
And a lot of other people. We're all on 6 points. A lot of people currently in the middle on 4 points. And I'm sorry, Connor and Game Plush is 8. You are both in last with just 2 points. But it could. Who knows where it's going to go from here? I'm just going to keep everyone updated on that.
Indeed. Well, as we said, there may end up being a prize for whoever gets the best prediction out of it. So even if you aren't actually,
at the least,
at the very least, you'll get a shout out, but you may also get a prize at the end of it. So that's going to be it for tonight. However, there will be more Duel this week, so don't go away. Let me find my pinned message, go to scorecounts thing. So the next Duel episode we have is on Thursday, where we will see games 3, 5, and 7 take part, which is Harry v Connor, Scooter Dust v 8 Minky, and Grunkle Squeaky v John, aka Dupless. And then on Friday, we will see Ralph versus Egg Fried Cheese, and Natter aka Liam, versus Tipster to round it all out. And tomorrow, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm going to be doing something on stream. So stay tuned for that, because there will be something to happen. I don't know what.
It's a very exciting week, folks.
It really is, because I did 15-1 testing yesterday. We've just had this today. Something on Wednesday. Duel on Thursday. Duel on Friday. What did I do to my own scheduling this week? I don't know, but it's locked down. Keeps me busy.
Are you enjoying it?
It's not that stressful at the moment. We'll find out by the end of the week if it's more stressful or not.
True.
But for now, that's going to be it this evening. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching and playing along, participating, all the bits, all the follows. Greatly appreciated. And I think that's going to be it for me. I am Ash the Bash.
I've been Scorecam, and remember to keep yourself safe this week.
Absolutely. And Matt?
And I've been Matt the Ref. Thanks for playing and watching, everybody.
We'll see you for more Duel on Thursday. We'll see you for something quizzy or game showy-ish on Wednesday. Until then, see you later.